Something I've been dreaming of for literally years is to have my own social media posting team who I could just record a longer video and send it to them, and they'd trim it up into clips and put the clips as YouTube shorts and put the clips as Instagram reels and TikTok videos and Facebook videos, and then turn the transcript into a long form text post on LinkedIn and on Facebook and on Twitter as a thread, and then take little insightful bits of that and turn them into tweets or turn them into short posts, and essentially turn one long form video into a whole bunch of different content pieces. But I never actually built that team because of the time and the expense of managing that many people. But just recently, I figured out that I can do all of that, exactly what I just told you, with zero team whatsoever. I can literally just create one long form video, feed it into Claude, and then Claude can do everything that I just told you. So in this video, I'm going to show you exactly how I built this so you can build the same thing for yourself. So what you're looking at here is my main setup in Claude Code that I use through the VS Code IDE, which if you want to learn the background on this and just how to create just about anything, I'll put a link to a free training in the chat where I walk you through exactly what this is and how to set it up. But for now, I'm just going to assume you know what this is. I'm going to walk through what the prompt is. So there's been a lot in this thread. So I actually went all the way up and I couldn't find the prompt. So I asked it, just can you give me the original prompt from this task? And that's what it did. So here was my original prompt, and you're more than welcome to just copy this exactly if you like. So I said, I would like you to create a process for me that turns one long form YouTube video into YouTube Shorts, IG Reels, TikToks, YouTube text posts, long form and short form with link to long form video, LinkedIn video post, long form text post, short form text posts. Text posts may or may not contain images, whichever tends to get more engagement on LinkedIn. X single tweets, long form post, threads with or without images, Facebook video post, long form text posts, short form text posts with or without images. By the way, it would be really easy to turn this into emails or a newsletter thread, something like Beehive or Substack if you wanted to. That would be super easy to just add on here. Anyway, each should follow best practices for the platform. The goal of all of these is first to get people signed up for a webinar, and secondly, to get followers. Now, whenever I am prompting AI, I always like to tell it what the goal is, right? Because that's going to inform everything. That's going to inform all the context of what it does, is what ultimately I'm trying to achieve. So the goal is to get people signed up for the webinar and to get followers. Start with the process to create the posts for now. Later, I'll ask you to create a process to post/schedule them for me. So this is like the second half of the assignment. And here is a YouTube long form video to start with, just to give it something to mess around with to begin with. Please follow my writing style. Here are a bunch of my emails so that you can see how I write. These are on a different topic. I'm sharing these so you understand the writing style, not the content. And this is a Google Doc where I just copied and pasted like 100 emails that I've written so that it can go through those and get an idea of what my writing style is. Now, if you don't have a whole bunch of stuff that you've written, or maybe you're not even that confident in your own writing style, then what you can do instead here is use somebody else's writing style. If there's somebody that you subscribe to on Substack, for example, or if there's somebody that you get emails from that you like the way that they write, or even a blog that you follow, you like the way that they write, you can literally hook up Claude to your email and ask it to download the last 100 emails, put them all in a Google Doc, and then use that to train itself on the writing style. And then all of your text posts that it writes are going to be in the style of that person that you're following, which I definitely recommend that you do something like this, because otherwise the AI kind of tends to just use its own style, which is exactly what people refer to as AI slop. Right? So if you don't want your content to be slop, then maybe give it your own writing style, or the writing style of somebody that you want to emulate. Anyway, so that is the first prompt. And note that there's a few different things that it's got to figure out here. For one thing, I'm giving it one long form YouTube video, which, by the way, I should take a step back. The way that I create a long form video is that I will actually edit it myself. I use a tool called Descript, which makes it super easy if you're not like an expert video editor. I'll put a link to that in the description below. Or if you want to just hire somebody, just go to Upwork or Fiverr. I do that sometimes too. And you can hire somebody usually pretty cheap to edit your video. So once your video is edited, then you upload it to YouTube. And then I use a tool called vidIQ, which will essentially just like suggest titles for me, create thumbnails for me, write the descriptions for me. So I don't even really have to do that very much. I just kind of look at the things that it creates and say yes or no, like, do I like it or not? And it'll create variants too. Like it'll create like 5 different titles that you can choose from. You just choose the one that you like the best. If you don't like any of them, you can just hit regenerate and it'll give you 5 more, right? And the same thing with thumbnails. It only gives you 1 at a time, but you can hit regenerate if you don't like it. And so you don't even have to create thumbnails. Anyway, so that's really all the work that you have to do. And then the AI takes it from there. So first of all, it's clipping your YouTube video into the short videos. So these are vertical videos that are under a minute generally. So those same videos, it just has to create the clip one time, and then that same video can go on Shorts, IG Reels, TikToks, and I believe Facebook video post as well. And then, and you can post them on LinkedIn for that matter, LinkedIn. So there's 5 different places that you can put the same video. And you can even put the long form YouTube video on LinkedIn if it's under 15 minutes. I think that's their cap. So anyway, it's going to clip those up into the shorter videos, and then it's going to create text posts as well for like long text posts, short text posts, and then the X or Twitter threads, which is essentially a long text post that's broken out into short tweets that go in sequence. So it's going to write all of that and create all of those videos. And then what I had it do is I had it create a document where it gives me everything, like all of the different text posts, and then schedules them over the week. So it just gives me, here's the platform, here's the post, and here's the date that it's scheduled to go live. Okay, so that's part 1. And then part 2 is actually scheduling them, actually getting them to go live. Now, there's kind of a more difficult way to do this and an easy way to do this. The more difficult, but the cheaper way, is to work with every platform's individual API, get the API authorization and give it to Claude and have it post to each individual platform. But that's tricky, and sometimes you got to wait for permission, and I didn't really want to go through all that. So there are services that will essentially do this for you that the AI can actually control, that Claude can actually control for you. What I used was one called Buffer, which I will show you right here. And essentially Buffer is just, it collects APIs from your various social media accounts so that you can manage them all in one place, and you can schedule your uploads all in one place. So I have in this publish, this is my queue essentially. So since doing this, the sent means that I have published 175 posts, and then I have 24 currently scheduled to be sent. So I had one today that actually this one errored out. So I'm gonna have to tell Claude what's going on there. Probably it made the text too long. That's my guess. This one's on TikTok and it didn't like that one. So I'm gonna have to give it a hard limit for TikTok posts. But anyway, every other one worked. It was just that one. And so tomorrow at 8:30 a.m. I got a LinkedIn post going out. At 9:15 I got an X post. On Sunday at 8:30, I got a LinkedIn post. At 9:15, an X post. At 11:30, Instagram Reel. At 12 o'clock, I got a YouTube short. At 12:30, I got a TikTok post. And then Monday, I've got a LinkedIn post and then an X post, right? So it's just automatic. It scheduled every single one of these for me. I didn't do a single bit of the work here. The AI did everything. So it created all of the files, it created all of the text, and it put it in the scheduling software so the scheduler will post it automatically. So that's the system. I'm sure you can imagine how much time this is saving me as opposed to having to do this all by myself, or how much money it would save me as opposed to having to hire a team to do this. Now, again, if you want to learn how to use cutting edge AI like this so it actually does stuff for you as opposed to just answers questions, check out the free training in the description where I walk you through exactly the structure behind this, how it's all set up to begin with before I ever even give it a prompt, and how to build a fully functional AI data analyst tool. which is just one of many applications of this, but a really, really cool one and a really, really valuable one. If you learn this stuff to a high level, you are going to be so valuable in the marketplace, either to yourself, if you're a business owner yourself, to client companies. If you want to sell this kind of thing as a client, you can just imagine the thing that I just walked you through right here. How much value is that to somebody who's a YouTuber who would like to have a presence on Instagram and TikTok and X, but just doesn't have the time? Like, this is extremely valuable. Or even for a job, you see so many AI specialist jobs popping up. Most of them pay a lot. Or even if you have a job already, like you're already a data analyst or a financial analyst, or you work in HR or any kind of computer job, essentially, knowing how to do this kind of thing is going to make you 100 times better at your job, more employable, and more valuable to your company. So whatever it is that you want to use it for, click the link in the description, sign up for the free training, and if you appreciated this video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one.